As a little girl, all I ever wanted was my family, love, and support. I am not a product of the family or environment I was born into. I was the chosen one to heal my bloodline. After generations of slavery, religious trauma, abuse, poverty, and disease, here is what it took for me to walk a path that would heal my entire bloodline.
When you're doing the inner work and you're raising your vibrations, it will entail these things: healing your bloodline, reversing negative polarity, and undoing curses and negative karma that's in your bloodline. The result is alienation that you could feel. Throughout my journey, this has been true for me. You can experience ridicule or judgment for your family because you are breaking generational curses. You're doing something different than the rest of them to heal the bloodline. You can feel like people are being insensitive or lack of empathy or understanding for your journey. You can feel attacked or emotionally drained. Physical deaths I have experienced, and no longer able to be in the same space or hold conversations with people in your bloodline family, blood relatives. The feelings that came with this for me was feeling lost, overwhelmed, rejected, neglected, unloved, unworthy, lonely, misunderstood. But know that these are feelings. Feelings come and go, and you're worth it. You're worth going through the experience of this to come out on the other side to see the beauty sprout. The lesson that I learned is that vibration separates. Everything in the universe is in a rhythm, beat, vibration, frequency. By raising your vibration, you will become more distant from your blood relatives. That means that you know you're doing the right thing. You are no longer on the beat you were born into. You are creating a new beat for your bloodline. On the other side, you find yourself. You live unapologetically. You find the beauty in your DNA, and all it takes is courage. These are the feelings that I felt on the other side: empowered, peace, grace, compassion, motivation, and purpose. This is what it means to be a superior woman. You're overcoming all of this in your bloodline to become the best version of yourself that's going to help every member in your family, in your bloodline. It's a very beautiful thing. And you're doing great if you're on this journey. If you're starting this journey, keep going, because the beauty will blossom. It's going to, because it's in you. All you have to do is bring it out. Here's what it looks like for me to raise my vibrations and heal my bloodline by finding the beauty that's in my DNA.
Louisa.
Let's do a quick check-in. I had a very interesting day. The first thing I just want to start by saying is that I went to the mall and I was going to get my eyebrows done, and I stumbled across this natural hair company that is Black owned. And I went in there and I connected very well with the sister in there. And I was like going through with her, like my passion for my brand and what it means that beauty is authenticity. And it was something that really was on my heart, and I'm like, I need to share this more. My passion. Why am I so passionate, especially about my clothing and using this as a part of my brand? Why is this my brand? Clothing tells a story, and me and her connected on the fact that as Black women, we feel like there's always this huge energy or force to conform, right? And we were talking about like my clothes, and I was saying that wearing clothing that matches my skin tone, that's particularly made for my body, the symbols, all of that, it's representative of what's inside of me. That's why it's so important to me. That's why I'm so passionate about it, because clothing to me is not just a physical matter. Like, it's not just a physical thing. It actually has a spiritual component to it as well. And I truly believe in that. I truly believe that the clothes that you wear are representative of what's in your spirit. So for me, my goal is reconstructing the entire fashion industry with a change in consciousness in what you wear. Wearing clothing that was designed from a Black woman's mind. That matters to me, right? I can remember, like, if I'm wearing clothes that I just got from, a store, I'm in America, if I get clothes there, it feels like the clothes are not made for me, if I'm honest about it. Yes, sometimes it is just practical. You have to do what you have to do, but that's not the point of it. The point is just changing the consciousness around it so that over time it becomes this beautiful thing that hits the entire industry. But it was this concept here that I'm constantly wearing clothing. I'm going in these stores and I feel it in my spirit. These clothes were not made for me. And it's not, anything against it. It's saying that that's how it should be. If a person is designing clothes, they're going to want their image in their mind, right? So if it's European, if it's white, they're going to have the image of like a white woman, physique, her shape, her hair, all the skin tone, all these things goes into the clothing, right? That makes sense. My thought process was, I need to start seeing the beauty in myself. So I need to make things that are representative of that beauty. And that's where all of this started. It all starts from there. I'm like, when I'm creating and I'm going through the designs and I'm putting my heart and my spirit into what I'm wearing and I put it on, there is a spirit component to it. This is the materialized form of what's in my spirit. That's the beauty of it. And especially if you are a person of African descent, right? Our strengths that I talk about is spirituality and sex, meaning advanced sex, right? Like, we have the capacity to reach higher levels of sex in essence of what it truly can do in terms of genesis, in terms of creating a different energy, moving through, making something different in the world, right? That's our strength as people of African descent and spirituality. So that's why the colors matter. That's why the symbols matter. It's all representative, materialized form of what's already in my spirit. That's why I say the power is in your DNA, right? It's a beautiful thing. It's so rich. It's something money can't buy. And I wanted to share that because I had a very interesting day just looking how I look, and I just go about the day, and I'm in America, right? And it was interesting because when I went to get my eyebrows done, the lady even asked me, she said, "What is your culture?" This is what she said. Asked me, and I said, African American. And I emphasized the fact that, it's African, because she's looking at the clothes and I got this from an African boutique shop, which you're seeing is African culture, She was confused. She was like, "You don't look like it." And I'm African American. I was born in America, but my DNA, Africa flows through my DNA. You know, that's never going to change. And I wanted to talk briefly about what that means, because race and ethnic cultures have become so man-made that it's no longer God involved in what it means. So to be African is not particularly that you were born on a particular place on the planet, right? That's the materialized form. But the point of being a person of African descent means that I am part of the water race of humans. This is the godlike spiritual component of what it means of having different races on the planet. There is a reason for that. It's a good thing. There should be different races. We should be different. We should think different. We should have different diets, different ways of life. And then when you put it all together, it makes a very beautiful thing. That is intentional upon creation. You need variation. That's how you get creation and beauty and things in the world. You need variations, right? So I am a part of the water race of human beings on planet Earth, and our strengths is what I've been communicating at, right? Everybody know that about the spirit of Black people, right? We're not a monolith, you know, so it's like her confusion, like, you don't look like that. I'm like, you do know that we are a world-class people, that you can find people of African descent or Black people all across the entire globe. Don't, you know, it's this concept of, you know, putting things in a box, and that's the beauty and the strength of a water people or people of African descent, because we have so many variations and creativity within our own ethnic group. It's a beautiful thing.
That every Black person should please remember that you were Africans before you became anything else. Thank you.
This is the epitome of self-love. Health is beauty. This means that the healthier you become in your mind, body, and spirit, the more beautiful you become. Beauty is authenticity. This means that you are your most beautiful self in your most natural state. The beauty is in your DNA, and the power is in your DNA.